Welcome back, folks. Round 4 start. Tommy Walsh is in the house. And later on, we've got another chance for you to win a brand new car. But first, They put about an hour on this show, this lot. But first, my next guests are two of Holby City's hottest stars. They play mother and daughter, but they always seem to be fighting over the same fella. Will you please welcome Tina Hobley and Sharon Morn? Tina, how are you? You all right? How are you two?
Great.
Good. Yeah? Can I just say something, Sharon?
Yeah.
You must have been about 6 when you gave birth, if you're playing the mother.
2, actually.
2. You're very young. How's your arm, Tina? Because you broke your arm.
No, I did. It's been very painful, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
she's been on and off with it.
yeah.
How did you do it?
I fell on a boat after about 4 bottles of rosé, actually. I didn't tell them that at work, though.
How did they write it in and work? What did they say?
They said I fell off a bar stool, snogging some guy.
Well, because you two, in Holby, you're a bit of a one, aren't you, the pair of you? And you're always assy.
Well, she was always the one, wasn't she?
Yeah,
And then I think they brought the mother in, the sister mother, as a variation.
Very young mother.
A very
she was
young
adopted,
mother.
wasn't she? Yeah.
As a variation on the same theme.
Yeah.
Bad girls.
Oh, no, you are, the pair of you. Do you enjoy all the catfights you have on screen?
Oh, yeah, we have them off as well.
We've got a clip here of them in action. Baird, put that tape in. Let's see these two women fighting.
They're a bit short-staffed on Keller today, and they need a hand, and for some reason they've asked for you.
Well, maybe it's because they think I'm a good nurse.
Yeah. Or maybe because your boyfriend's working on Keller today. I hope this isn't another little plan so you can skive off together.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course it isn't.
Hello, beautiful. Can we steal her off you now?
Be my guest.
Now, I've heard this from a very good source, and I'm not revealing my source, but you two are always playing tricks to liven things up a bit.
Well, we're not dull.
No, I've heard this. I've heard fireworks are sparking all the time.
Yeah, we like to gossip, don't we?
We do like to gossip. We're thinking, actually, of starting our own programme where we just read magazines and talk about everybody and everything in the magazines all the time. Why is she wearing that? So that's a plug for our new show. If that's... We set sparks off that way.
Well, it's a good idea, that, because that's what we all do when we're hanging around.
That's what everyone's doing.
Stay severe, stay to that one.
Yeah,
48,
exactly.
I'd like to be hanging since she last saw 48. Exactly. Who has the most medical... Because you have some shocking medical... Quickly, there's a tracheotomy to do here. Get the extrapolator.
Very good, Paul.
But you know all that business. Because I'll be eating me tea when I get in late, and they're just lifting somebody's heart out of the chair.
I know.
How do you learn these medical terms?
We're quite lucky, actually, because we are only humble nurses. We don't
Well,
have to say too
Tina
much.
definitely has more than me, because she's meant to be a sister and more intelligent than me, although I'm more intelligent than her in life. Fight!
We love each other, really.
We do!
Why does she speak like this?
I don't know how you say them. I don't, because I've got Amanda's my mate who plays Connie, and she comes in and she says, "I've got to learn." I've never even heard of these things.
The famous one that we all say, that we all laugh at the minute it's said, is he's tachycardic, and with a Liverpool accent. He's tachycardic. And bradycardic, I had to say
Very
the other
similar,
day.
What's bradycardic and tachycardic?
It's got to do with
You're about to die.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're on your way out.
Watch out.
Now, you've got quite a serious storyline at the moment, haven't you? With
Yes.
because it's highlighting breast cancer awareness. How are you coping with this?
I found it really hard because, you know, there's no way you can act or perform that stuff, and the storyline's been so intense and written in such an involved way that I've had to go right into it. And when I was initially reading it, I was really scared, and it was like a black hole I was going into. Then in the doing it, I got very involved and lots of crying and everything. I've ended up with a sty, so I must have got run down.
Very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's not easy, but, you know, I hope it's a voice for all women, and I hope all women can just take this on and realise that you can talk about it, you've got to deal with yourself, you've got to keep in touch with yourself all the time and never let it get too far. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Well done, you, mate. Yeah.
And...
That off.
And And it's quite a big one tonight about that, about her realising that it's much worse than she ever thought because she left it too long. But all of this, the Chrissy character doesn't know. So this week and next week, in the one next week, which is also a real tearjerker.
Oh, I can't stand it when they do it. Honestly,
You have to watch. You have to
Next
watch
week as well.
Because
Fabulous.
Tina's good in that one.
It's
as
so
well.
upsetting, though. I mean, some episodes you watch, you think, nah, this ain't going to bother me. I
it
feel the
is.
lip going.
Ah, I know. I know.
It is.
I know. It's very manipulative in that way because you do cry.
But that's what
It's
we
very
want.
real.
You
Yeah,
know
of
what I
course
mean?
we
We
do.
don't
We
want
all wanna
light
feel
stuff.
that,
We
don't
want
we?
heavy drama. We want to see all that. You know, that's why we watch it.
Yeah.
I love medical programmes.
But what they've done that's quite interesting with this mother-daughter relationship, they have kept Chrissy from not knowing about Tricia.
Yeah.
So all you see is her being horrible to her, moaning at her, saying you're lazy, and yet she's going through all this without telling her daughter. That's quite a
But
clever way.
does she tell you in the end?
No, she doesn't
She
tell me. I
finds out
see her.
horribly. She finds out
We're not supposed to be
horribly.
telling them too much.
No, don't tell them too much.
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. She goes off on holiday. That's what happens. Do you know, I'd love to see you drop the patient off a trolley once, didn't you?
I hadn't been there very long, and Jeremy Sheffield was there, and he was like doing the old stand back, charge, and I'm trying to push the trolley really fast, and we hit a corner, and this poor bloke went flying. I'd only been there about 2 weeks.
Do you ever roar laughing when you're in the middle of a serious operation?
All the time.
Staple, or whatever, not
We
staple,
did actually
scalpel.
the other day with Amanda. Staple.
Staple gun.
Staple him to
Plastic. Gaffer tape, that's it, she'll do. I'd die, I'd never get through it.
I'll come and do one.
I'd love to. Will you have a
on,
word with them? I want to
will.
be a porter.
Yeah. Or a tea lady.
No, cleaner. I want
Cleaner.
to be one of those people who runs in who's got a problem, who's screaming in casualty, and is slapped and dragged out.
That's your part.
Do you know now, can I ask you about the coffee ads?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, you nearly... Do you remember the coffee ads? But that ran for years.
10 years altogether, including America.
And it was like a soap, wasn't it? Because we think, are they? Did they in the end?
Yeah.
No, did they?
Tony and I did, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'll sleep. I'll sleep. Because of these ads, people think you're very sophisticated, don't they?
I know, it's
Yes.
all a lie.
She's really from Kirby. Oh, yes.
Yeah. I did a good sell for many years, but this is the first time I've had the opportunity to play my own background, which I'm really, really excited about, the same as yours, except I'm a bit more authentic than you, aren't I?
Well, I'm
You're over the water, aren't you?
Birkenhead.
I know.
In fact, somebody wrote a letter to the Echo, because when I did Parkinson, they said, Parky introduced me as Liverpool's son. And they went, oh, this from Birkenhead? It's like I'd invaded Poland or something.
But you know it's true.
Yeah, I am.
Don't
I'm proud
pretend.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the old clubs up there?
Did you ever go to the Mardi Gras?
Oh, yeah, the Babaloo.
The Babaloo.
All Glees.
Did you go to all Glees?
Yes, yes.
John owned
Yeah,
Glees.
yeah,
I can't remember his second name.
He's having a fit. I could jack here now all day to you two. You're both looking cracking. And it's a great show, and thanks for keeping
Watch
us
it tonight.
entertained.
Yeah, and
watch
next
it.
week, Bear.
Watch Holby tonight, do you hear me?
With tissues.
Yeah.
And then you can turn over and see my husband on the other side at 9 o'clock.
That was smashing, that's nice. Sorry, why I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Finn Hobley, Sharon Moore. Come on, let's hear it. I'm an addict. Even before Amanda went in, I'm glued to it.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I used to love Emergency Ward 10. I was in my cot at the time, like... I was! Anyway, Holby City is one of the most dangerous hospitals in the land. It is, though, isn't it? There's a lot goes on there, let's face it. But my next guest is an expert on all remedies that your granny and your great-granny used to use before places like Holby even existed. Will you please welcome Michael Van Stratton? Very nice to see you. Please welcome. Cheers, girls.
Thank you, girls.
Now,
Well done.
it's
Muscles.
not bad, is it?
Muscles.
I mean, it's lovely. Isn't it? Look at that. I could wire into that. I could.
Out of my garden this morning.
Really?
Well,
No.
that was quite fresh this morning. I don't know what's
What
happened.
is it? I've never seen that. Oh, it's celery.
It's
Listen to
celery.
me. What is it? It's celery. Shows how many times I eat a salad. Now, what's all this about? Let's start first of all with the old wives' tale about garlic between the toes.
Oh, yes.
You ever heard of this?
No, not that
Oh,
one.
you're going to love this then.
It works.
So what's it for?
It's an antifungal. It kills athlete's foot. And that's how...
But how do you walk?
That's... Well, that's...
I mean, imagine Tina now in those boots. With 2 cloves of garlic wedged between each toe.
You just need to sort of put a bit underneath the foot and crush it, you see.
See, it's great for the hard garlic.
That's how it got here to England. The Roman soldiers, when they marched, they put cloves of garlic between their toes to stop them getting foot rot.
Oh, really?
And wherever they camped, they just threw away the cloves and they grew.
So it's great for athletes. Well, Charlie's foot knot, we used to call it in Liverpool. Do you remember?
But
Charlie's foot.
if you really want to treat your athlete's foot, I mean, obviously if it's bad, you go to your
I
doctor.
haven't got athlete's foot. One of the few things I haven't.
You never know, you never know. You put a clove of garlic, crush it up, a couple of teaspoons of cider vinegar
Yeah.
and hot water, and soak your feet.
Really?
Gone. 10 days, cured.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Did you hear that? Did you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that? Yes. Watch the garlic sales. I'll be like Delia now. Garlic sales all over the country.
All over the world, yes, yes.
People stinking. Scared to take their shoes and socks off.
But you're right, it's good for the heart as well,
Yeah,
of
it's
course.
brilliant for the heart.
Lowers cholesterol, stops
Yeah.
your blood clotting,
Yeah.
Keeps your blood pressure down a bit. It's really an amazing plant, garlic.
And if your breath stinks after it, chew parsley.
Yes, but who cares anyway? It's healthy smell.
Well, it depends what you're doing.
Well, but if everybody's eating it,
Man, you'd sooner the smell of garlic than a kebab, wouldn't you? You know, bad breath. Ugh. Now, turmeric. What's all this about for stomach ulcers?
that's really interesting. No, not ulcers.
Oh,
Cancer.
really?
You know, turmeric is probably, that's it, the bright yellow stuff,
Yeah.
the most widely consumed spice in the country, because it's the main ingredient of all curries.
Yes.
And since curries are almost the most popular meal in the country. But the scientific evidence now shows us that turmeric protects against stomach cancer.
Wow.
So eating a good curry is doing you good, as well as tasting great.
You see, this is what I was saying earlier in the show, but you don't know where you stand, do you? Because we thought, don't eat butter, do eat butter. Don't eat margarine, don't eat that stuff that's high in polyunsaturates, whatever they are. Whatever it's called. You know that stuff? I don't know.
Paul, the answer is simple, right? The answer is simple. The closer to nature it is, the healthier. So butter is always better than margarine.
Yeah.
But don't have lashings of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything in moderation.
Yeah, Moderation in all
everything in
things.
moderation, sure. You know, whole grain cereals are much better. So wholemeal bread is better for you. Eating a slice of white bread isn't going to do you any harm.
Yeah.
But it's not eating the wholemeal bread.
Yeah.
And really simple things. I mean, like this rather wilted stick of celery. Celery is a very gentle diuretic. It makes you pee.
Yeah.
Like dandelions do.
Yeah.
You know, what do you call dandelions in the north of England?
Pee the bed.
Wet the bed or
Don't
pee
you
the
hold it
bed?
under oh, no, that's a buttercup.
That's a buttercup.
You like butter, yeah? I've always got it wrong. We won't go there.
In France, they call it pissenlit.
Yeah.
And you can buy, in any market, you can buy the leaves pissenlit salad.
Really?
And it's a wonderful, rich in iron, but it is a mild diuretic. So if you've got, you know, for all these ladies who get a bit of fluid retention around that sort of difficult time, ladies, it helps to get rid of the fluid.
These two are behind you go, as if these two sex bombs are going to get fluid retention.
Well, yes. But, you see, that's not all. What's that? What's
Nutmeg.
that? Nutmeg.
Fabulous.
Why do you think all those Victorian nannies put nutmeg in the rice pudding for
Makes
the
you
kids?
sleep.
Better than that, it's a hallucinogen.
Oh, fabulous.
It makes you very happy. Yeah,
Right,
it really
give us
is.
that now. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Van Straten, please. Come on. Now, don't go anywhere because the builder who taught Alan Titchmarsh all he knows, Tommy Walsh, will be right here after the break. I'm just going to enjoy these nutmegs. Would you like a nutmeg, ladies? Yes?
Yes,
See you after the break.
Melanie Sykes. Sponsored by Tele2. Why pay more?
Shut up. You lot from a certain supermarket, you've got me into trouble. I've had Bert down on me and I like the Führer. He said, you've got to mention all the other supermarkets. So, I mentioned that other one before. I've also got to mention Tesco, Sainsbury's, Summerfield, Asda. What about the Aldi? Hey, we haven't mentioned them. Yes. All right, anyway, welcome back. And don't forget, Westlife will be here on Friday. Yes. What day is it today? Tuesday. Doesn't time fly, eh? Yes, when you've had a nutmeg. Right. It's time. It's time for my next guest. He's a handyman who can really do it all. Will you please welcome Mr. Tommy Walsh?
Big boy, isn't he?
It's huge. Do you know the lovely Tina and Sharon?
I do now.
You know he's got a cold. You'll be off work for a week now. Yes.
They're in the right place, aren't they?
Oh, we've got all those herbal things. Now, you've just released a DVD to help people like me who can't do anything. No, really, I'm useless. I mean, I've got a fella who works for me, Sean. He's fantastic. He's like, you should have him on a show because he's a genius. Seriously.
We've got one of them already.
Oh.
Well, you can take your pick. You've got Alan, Charlie, but the real genius is Willie.
Yeah, but when you meet my Sean, I'm telling you what, this man he can do anything. He can build you whatever. You say, Sean, I want a well. Snow White would be jealous, I tell you. Seriously. But this is going to help all of us, seriously. It's full of all sorts of tips, isn't it, and what have you?
Well, the idea was, my wife came with the inspiration for writing a book called DIY Survival a couple of years ago. And it's been a great success, but some people can't make the sort of translation from reading it to actually doing it.
That's what I can't do.
So
Spirit levels. Yeah. You know, you're trying to get that bubble in the middle, like this, like that, and then the lock collapses in the middle of the night and think about the break-in. And I'm hanging out the bed going, me arse, me arse.
We're putting up shelves you're talking about.
You're telling us how to put up a shelf
Oh, yeah,
on
you
this?
can put up the shelf in there, yeah.
Really?
No problem,
yeah. Bears, have we got a clip of this, please? Put it on then, for a slap, yeah?
Mark off the correct height and level on each of the 3 walls you're going to attach the shelf to. Cut a batten to length and fix to the wall with screws and plugs. Fit 2 side battens in exactly the same way. Cut a 4th batten to length and fix each end into the 2 side battens. Now cut and fix a centre support batten. Fix the shelf to the ladder frame with PVA glue and screw from the underneath. Dress the front of the shelf with some wooden moulding, glued and pinned to the front batten. Now your ladder frame shelf is complete, ready to take the weight of most anything.
Easy. See, now, can you two do any of this?
Yeah.
I don't believe you, Sharon. I don't believe a word of that.
They must be good with their hands. I've seen them in the
I'm very good with
hospital.
my hands.
Yeah, but that's all, like, animal intestines are ripping out. You wouldn't want, like, if we had a turn now, you wouldn't let them near us, would you, really?
And it's always on when you're having your tea, you know.
That's all I only go, oh,
The problem I'd have with it is getting the... it all looks great because it's all prepared, but I'd measure it wrong, and then I'd be crying because I'd be an inch short, and then it's all gone to pot.
Yeah.
And an inch matters.
Oh, and it's...
Slap her, Sharon. What's your top 5 DIY tips?
Well, the most important thing for anyone is to plan and prepare it properly. So, get yourself a piece of paper and a pen and write down exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then quantify all the materials you're going to need before you start.
Yeah.
You know, go down the shop, make sure you've got everything there, and then start. So sit down,
Yeah.
have a nice cup of tea, put your feet up, and then you can explain to the wife that you're actually doing some DIY work by writing the list out. See, and once you've done it, spend the first day going down to the DIY shop, getting all the materials, bring them back.
Yeah.
And then that's the day over. Then you go down the pub and watch the football in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're all agreeing here.
Well, the whole idea of DIY is to stop it being a chore, so you're going to enjoy it. So don't try and do what I do. I do a huge task in 2 days because that's the parameters of the show. I mean, I'd much rather have 2 weeks to do it, but they just won't pay me for that long, you see.
Yeah.
So the idea is to take your time and do it properly, because the finished job is only ever going to be as good as the preparation you put into it. That's
Like cooking, isn't it, I suppose?
Like what?
Like cooking. 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 Baking a cake, you know. It's only going to be as good as what you put into it, isn't it? Can I have a glass of water to swallow this foot?
You say baking a cake or bun in the oven, something like that.
How did you get into Ground Force?
Well, I was working on an executive producer's house over in Hampstead. We were restoring the house, and she asked me to review a pilot film that she'd made called Over the Garden Wall. And it consisted of Alan sitting on top of an umpire's chair, straddling 2 rear gardens, doing a one-day makeover. And it was like watching paint dry. It was...
Boring.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it... But anyway,
you know, she made some suggestions and I made some suggestions. They changed the format, and she asked me if I'd like to be part of the programme. And being so shy and retiring...
Oh, yeah.
No, seriously, I said no. I refused it 3 times. And I went home one night, I told my wife and the kids, and they said, "Oh, Dad, you've got to go on the telly." And I said no. But the next day, when I came home from work in the evening, my eldest daughter, Charlotte, she was 8, and she said, "Dad, you've got to go on the telly." I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because I had a bet with a boy at school who doesn't believe me." And I was drinking a cup of tea at the time, so I said, "You've had a bet?" I said, "How much you had a bet for?" Now, bear in mind, she was only 8. She said, £10. So I spat my tea out. I said, "A tenner!" I said, "A tenner!" I said, "How are you going to pay that?" She folded her arms, she stood up. She said, "Daddy," she said, "I don't intend to lose." It made me laugh, and I went and I told the executive producer. I had a screen test with someone called Charlie Demick, who looked like a librarian. She did. And before you ask, I don't know whether she was attired or not. If you get what I mean. And they sent it off to the BBC. They said, "Sign them up." We met Ellen the first morning of filming, and the rest is history. It's just like that.
I like it. I think it's great. It's do you like it? It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's great.
But everybody panics after I've watched it. Because out comes the hammer, and I'm there like, what's his name in The Shining? What can I smash a hole in now? Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mr. Tommy Walsh. Tommy is going to save my life. We'll all have a go with this, eh? Now, 2 weeks ago, a viewer called Donelda, she took up the challenge of teaching my dogs, Buster and Louis, to dance. Yes, that's right. Now, it's early days yet, but let's see how they've been getting on, OK? Bear, put the tape in, please. Humiliate me.
Hello, boys. Are you ready for your doggy dancing training? If you can get your dogs to play, you're halfway there. Good boy, Louis. Louis, Horny. Louis. Come on, Buster. Buster. Do I want you to work? Oh, see, I would click that. Anything that the dog does naturally, I would click and give it a name eventually. Circle, circle. Come on. So, Buster, hello. Good boys you are. Do twisters, come on. Twisters, come on. Has he had his dinner? I think we'll probably give Buster a break. He's done very well. Louis, here. Come on. Right, Louis done very well for me, but he's going to do much better for Moira. Under with his hand. Under. Good. Well done. You got it off as well. Well done.
Twinkle while you shake it. If you want to grind it, wait till you refine.
And speak. Oh, good boy.
Bump it with a trumpet. Get yourself a gimmick and you.
That's it. Under. 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 Again. Again. Call him, call him, call him. Louis, Louis, under. Louis, under. Good boy.
And Buster and Louis are going on the road in Cats, the musical, as from next week. Anyway, now it's time for that. Well, it's the bit you've all been waiting for. Yes, it's Guess the Theme Tune. Right, you ready, folks? 1, 2, 3, take it away. I've got 3 very glamorous assistants today. I've got Tommy, I've got Tina, and I've got Sharon. Yes, rightio. Now, there's 500 quid for guessing the first theme tune correctly, and then you can gamble that money and try and guess the second theme tune and win £2,000. So, Tommy, who's on the line?
The first caller is Anne Membry from Darrington in Wiltshire.
Hello, Anne.
Hello, Paul.
You all right, love?
Yes, I'm fine.
OK, shout up a bit. You're a bit faint.
Oh, sorry.
You're on one of those Bakelite things. Now, I'm going to play a tune.
No.
It's slightly disguised to make it harder. I'd
Oh,
sooner
dear.
just, like, give you the real thing, you know what I mean? But listen carefully, and best of luck. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Did you get it?
No.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you the clue. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did it.
Oh, gosh, it's there. Oh.
The presenter wears very, like, lady ties, and he's got a woman who adds ups. Like,
Count down.
That's it! Count down! Tommy. Well done. Now, you've won £500 after a lot of hard work, like. Do you want to risk that money and gamble to try and win £2,000, or what?
No, I'm not going to gamble.
What you going to do?
No, I'm not going to gamble.
I don't blame you. No, it's a mugs game. Well done. £500 is on the way to you.
Oh,
Right.
thank you, Paul.
OK, second
Enjoy
caller,
the show.
Tina.
Marion from Stoke-on-Trent.
Hello, Marion.
Hi, Paul.
You're nice.
Yes, thanks, you.
Okay, I'm not bad, you know. Sort of,
Good.
yeah. Well,
Love the show.
I won't bore you with my illnesses and ailments, but there you go. Poor Tina's got a bad arm. He's got a cold, but we're OK, yeah. Anyway, listen, I'm going to play a tune for you now, and again, this is an odd one, but I'll help you. All right?
Right.
So best of luck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Did you get it?
No, sorry, Paul, I didn't.
I'll give you a clue. In the opening credits, there used to be this woman and she went... And it was originally written by Roald Dahl, is that right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah? And it's, something happens that you're least expecting. Get up and about you! I can't help you anymore,
I know
get
what
told.
it is, but it won't come to me. Mysteries.
Eh? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was Tales of the Unexpected. Don't you remember? At the beginning. Yeah. And, I'm sorry. You don't get the money, but you get a goodie bag.
OK, thanks,
All right, well,
Paul.
thanks for
Thank
phoning
you.
in. OK.
Bye.
We got any more? No more callers? Rightio, then. Well, up next is 5-year-old Tom, who tells me all about his Spider-Man obsession. But will he get to meet his idol? Find out right after today's final chance to enter our competition, and maybe you can win a motor. Lovely. See you after the break.
Every day this week, you can win a brand new 5-door car worth over £10,000. Just answer the simple question. Jack Vera, Maria and Sunita are residents of A. Baker Street, B. Pigeon Street, or C. Coronation Street. To win today's car and enter the £2,000 Guess the Theme Tune game, you can phone by calling 09012 933 955. All calls cost £1. Or to enter by text, simply type in the word poll followed by your answer A, B or C to 63337. All texts cost £1.
Sponsored by Telly 2. Why pay more?
Welcome back, folks. Pipe down. Silence, you fools. Now then, welcome back. Oh, you don't know what it's like in here, viewers at home. I tell you, they're hanging off the rafters. Anyway, Tina, Sharon and Tommy will be answering all your emails later on in the show, but it's now time for my final guest. He's a young man who's mad about Spider-Man, and he's here to tell me all about his obsession. Will you please welcome Tom Cupid? Tom! Yay! Good lads. You OK? Yeah? Good boy. Tom. How old are you, Tom?
5.
5? And how old were you when you first started, you first liked Spider-Man? Were you very small?
Yeah.
Yeah? How old? 4, 3, 1, 6 months? Hey, what's your favourite Spider-Man move? Are you going to show me? Come on, then. Show us your favourite Spider-Man move. Go on, then. You do it there. I'll be Dr. Octopus. Go on, then. You ready? I'm going to get you. All right, OK, don't go mad. Ow! Ow! Talk about a toughie. Now then, my lads. He's handy in a fight, this one. Now, do you remember last time you were on, I said to you I knew Spider-Man. Did you believe me? Did you? Because he lives next door to me, you know. Seriously, he does. And this morning, I stood on the bin and I shouted over the fence. I shouted, Spidey! I said, will you come on my telly programme and meet a little lad? And he nodded, because, you know, he doesn't say much, Spider-Man. So would you believe me? Do you? Oh, he's a good lad. See, some people do. Well, I think he's in the building. Should we shout him? Spider-Man, are you there? Spider-Man, please, come on in. Spider-Man. It's Spidey. You're speechless, aren't you? I know, Batman as well, and Catwoman. Oh, yes. Now, Spidey's asked me to give you something. He said, 'cause you're such a good lad, he said, will you please give those to Tom? Can you see? And there's a fabulous web blaster in there, because I know yours broken. And no, you can have it after the show. Look at him, itching. Anyway, Spider-Man's not the only person to have super fans. Donny Osmond will be here next Friday. Do you know who Donny Osmond is? Oh, do you? Oh, good, lads. I'm knackered. All this is too much. Yeah, Donny Osmond will be here next week, so I want you to go off now to your prezzies and have a good time, yeah? Can you carry them? Can you manage? Can you manage? Come on then, Tom. Good lads, good lads. Why didn't I just throw him off the chair? It'd have made it easier, wouldn't I? Oh, God love him. A big thank you there to Spidey, my next-door neighbour, and a big thank you to Tom. And if you know someone who has an obsession, then please let me know. As long as you're not a little old lady who I give a present to in Paul's. And the address is the Paul O'Grady Show. I'm worried about him now. Granada Television, P.O. Box 51526. I'm spitting everywhere. London, SE1 8RY. Ah. Are you super fans of anyone? Is there anyone you like, you know, mad on? Tina,
You.
Sharon?
In my childhood, it was Hayley Mills.
Oh, really?
Loved
Hayley?
her.
Do you know who I'm keen on?
Yes,
This lady.
Linda Thorson.
Linda
I'm looking at
Thorson.
that.
Do you remember Linda Thorson?
Gorgeous.
She's in the Avengers.
That's right. First one, wasn't she?
No, she was the third one. She was after Emma Peel. Yeah. She was sort of short auburn hair, like, very, like...
She was after Emma Peel. She was the second one, wasn't she?
Yeah, no, the third one.
Who was
First
the
one
first?
was Kathy Gale, second one was Emma Peel, third one Tara King, and the one we don't talk about was Purdy, who had that silly basin haircut. He used to talk about her fighting skills, but did nothing. She used to bore me. I like a woman who can pack a punch. Tara used to nut him. Down she goes. So hopefully Bert will make my obsession come true. Will you, Bert?
Maybe.
If I'm good, yes. If I don't show photos of you in Marbella 3 years ago, live on air, I'll have Linda Dawson. Right, now we've got time for emails. One for Tommy. Tommy, have you made any more spaghetti tables, as I can't find one anywhere? That's from Jenny and Links.
I've made a couple, actually. That was a funny story. We made a table on the show, and Alan sat down to test it, but I made it for my size, and when he sat down, his head came just above him like that, and he spooned his food in. That's why it became a spaghetti table.
What is a spaghetti table?
It was just that, because it came up to there, he didn't need any knives and forks. Just drag it straight in.
Here's one for Tina. Is it true that you go commando on the Holby set?
I'd like to know this one. Yeah.
Oh, Tina, I'm ashamed. I want
I'm not mother
one
sitting
for
here.
Sharon. Who's the best kisser?
Tina would know that better than me. But
Mark
Mark Morahan.
Oh, is he?
We've both had him.
Oh, really? A lady show today, folks, but that's about it for today. Big thank you to all my guests, to Tina, to Sharon and to Tommy, and to Michael Van Stratton. And, of course, the one and only Spider-Man and young Tom. Make sure you join me tomorrow when the best-looking half of Des and Mel will be here, Melanie Sykes herself, as well as a bagpiping grandmother and a chance to see me down on the farm. Have a great night, look after yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow, live at